Next, speaking of Warriors, Bret Hart's favorite professional wrestler, CM Punk. We beat up CM Punk a little bit on this podcast. He used to be one of our faves. He says he wants to make a union, but wrestlers are too stupid. And I never thought I'd ever agree with CM Punk. He won me over. This is like an ex making you giggle on a joke. You're like, I fucking hate her. Or in some cases, for you guys, him, I hate that other person. And then he'll make a joke and you're like, God damn it, you fucking got me. That's it.
Yeah,
CM Punk.
and what feels like a statement that says, I'm definitely not going to WWE soon. He does make endorsements for union, which I think it's the right move. I do think it's something that would benefit wrestlers.
And people have been talking about forever. Jesse Ventura pretty much got blackballed.
I don't think it's necessary for all wrestlers. AEW, from what we know of the benefits, I don't know that they need a union as much. But they probably still do for protection from other things, to be fair.
I would stick with the union. And the thing is, it'll probably be like the Actors Union or the Writers Guild or any other unions. It'll probably, you have to be so good to be a part of it at a certain level. Mm-hmm. And on top of being at a certain level to qualify for it, the bigger guys are going to have to sacrifice. Like when it comes to the Hollywood unions, the big time actors are getting hosed on this deal. Just absolutely hosed. So it's going to be hard. You need the John Cenas, the CM Punks, the Hulk Hogans, the Roman Reigns. You're going to need these guys to sacrifice to make the business better for everyone. And throughout my history of covering pro wrestling, being in pro wrestling, watching pro wrestling, they're not exactly the giving type. I think
it's more, it would have to be a generation that comes through of wrestlers that are the ones that hold the power, that are pro-union, is just what has to happen. And I think it's one of those things that right now, most people of that age bracket aren't really pro-union, typically. Unions are more coming back into fashion now, at least in the U.S. Otherwise, I can't say. So I could see that being a thing. But yeah, I think wrestlers having one would definitely be beneficial, though.
Yeah. And all that, but hopefully they get a good leader. Because there's always been talks of there's teacher union. There's tons of different unions, and some of them can be corrupt as fuck. And the top tier guys in every union get fucked, but you're protecting everyone. And the thing is, it would have to be. I don't know. How do you think a union starts? Because I don't think anyone in WWE is starting a union at all.
No, I think the way that the union starts is Kenny Omega and Xavier Woods.
Get two friends from the different companies get together. That's not bad.
Who are both very popular and respected.
Yeah. And then be like, hey, we have a union.
Yes.
And do you think Triple H will try to break it up? TKO will try to definitely break it up.
They're both highly esteemed with the public. They're both highly esteemed with their peers. And they have a connection to each other. If hypothetically, theoretically, both
and they're both kind of clever men.
They're the type that can pull it.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, there'd be guys that crush it and guys that are for it. TKO would definitely want to crush it. They're not going to want to.
TKO wants to crush it, absolutely.
Oh, 100%. Triple H, though, I don't know, because he used to be a former wrestler.
He works for TKO.
Yeah, I know, but he would do what he was told, but I don't know if he would want to crush it. Now, what about Tony Khan? You think Tony Khan would go with it? Because he's worked in real sports, so that's a huge advantage.
I think for Tony Khan, I think he'd be the least anti-union of all of them. Because he gives a lot of the perks that the union would be fighting for anyways. He gives his workers a lot of perks they're going to push for.
Yeah. I was going to say, there was an actor. Who's the actor that used to work for WWE, was on 24, used to be a heartthrob?
Used to be for WWE.
Is an actor who wants to start a union in his own company. Where all the wrestlers... No. It was the young skinny guy.
Jr.?
Freddie Prinze Jr., that's the guy. Yeah. What the hell's Keith Sutherland doing? What the hell? Get off your ass, Keith.
I don't know. You said 24 hours.
I know.
Or 24, and I was like, I don't know.
Get on
The
this
only
shit,
thing I
Keith.
know about this show is Kiefer Sutherland's on it. That's all I know. I've never
man.
seen an episode.
He was so good in Young Guns. How good is Young Guns, man?
Young Guns is good.
Anyway, you get distracted sometimes. But yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. has been talking about it.
Concussions.
And maybe the NWA might be able to get it going. But the problem is,
I don't know how much NWA.
Because do you think Roman
Reigns?
Roman Reigns is on top? Roman Reigns loves money. Like, here's interviews. He loves success and monies. He definitely.
I feel like
money.
he's on his way out. It's hard to get him to care for it, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he cares at all. Like, if you're, because you have to get a top guy to care. You need a Hulk Hogan. You need a John Cena. You need a, CM Punk when he was on top of the world.
Honestly, they have a better chance with the guys who've gone to Hollywood, I think, than anyone. Like, imagine Freddie Prinze gets his idea going, and he connects with he can get either Batista or Rock or Cena on board with him to start doing it.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Then it's huge, and they already know the perks, and it's something you could sell them more on perks of a union because they're in SAG-AFTRA, or I think that's what they.
And not that, but right? The Rock starting a union would get so many people behind it, and he would just start pocketing money like he was saving Hawaii.
Yeah,
it's like I'm saving Hawaii and saving wrestling. Put the money in a hole.
I see him doing it as a way to rebuild his image too.
Yeah.
After, because his image isn't like destroyed, but he did take a hit.
Yeah, and also you got to remember, union. I know like CM Punk's pro-union, but he's very selfish and only thinks of himself. The union would fucking come down hard on you what you did at the pay-per-view. Yeah, the union would fucking despise you.
Yeah.
He wants to make a union where he's on top. But if there was a legit...
I think if a union were handling that incident, Punk is the one is getting absolutely destroyed. Perry's getting a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. So, Punk, you got to be careful what you wish for. Because Punk's like, I'll start a union, and I'll be in charge. Pay me the dues.
Yeah, I think the union would not benefit Punk.
Yeah, because the players' union in most sports leagues are pretty good. The actors' unions are pretty goddamn good. Because here's the thing, even though, we talk shit on a lot of pro wrestlers, like I've, from time to time, propaganda works, talk shit about John Cena. John Cena is underpaid. Roman Reigns is underpaid. The CM Punk is underpaid. A lot of these pro wrestlers are underpaid because there's no union. Even wrestlers that were like, fuck that guy, he's underpaid. A lot of these pro wrestlers are underpaid.
I don't think wrestlers are underpaid. I think everything else is overpriced. The company itself should be making the amount that it is. That's just greed. But the wrestlers make very, very comfortable wages.
Yes, but let me spin something for you for a second.
They are destroying their bodies, but
they are destroying their bodies. On top of that, so do they get paid way less than athletes? The top tier athletes just fucking blow them out of the water.
Well, infantry are destroying their bodies, and they get paid fucking dog shit.
That's true. Pay your fucking infantry, you bastards. All right, so athletes get paid more, and then right now the ratings are kind of low, but also there's nothing going on. There was a time where wrestling was ranked number one. WCW, WWF, they were blowing it out the water. They were making way less money than the actors on The Sopranos. And Sopranos, so it's just, do you see them as entertainment or do you see them as athletes? If they're athletes, they're underpaid. If they're entertainers, they're underpaid. But there's no union, so that's it. Because that's the funny thing too. Like John Cena, Roman Reigns, and the big guys. I don't mean to pick on them, but the big guys ain't gonna do it. But it would benefit the big guys in the long run. Like if they could just sacrifice a little bit now, they'd be paid way more later. But then when they go on strike, they'd get fucked.
Oh yeah, they'd be screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus pro wrestling, because it's predetermined, you have to show their loyalty. Yeah, I'll sell you my name. Sure, why not? What could go wrong? I'll put you over no matter what you do. What could go wrong? So
Yeah,
CM Punk,
I think they could benefit from one. Punk's not wrong.
we have a love-hate relationship. Big good luck on starting a union. I agree. Everyone is too stupid and greedy. And second, I don't think you should be in charge of the union. I don't think the union.
Yeah.
In his head, he thinks the union would
Everyone's too
him.
greedy and stupid, including you.
Do you think though? We're pretty old now. Do you think in our lifetime there'll be a reunion for wrestling, or do you think never?
Resurgence, you mean?
No. A union, an official union for pro wrestlers
Oh, union?
in our lifetime.
I know.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that, boys.
Yeah, no.